Hello, students. Today we are going to read and understand about Unit 9 from Beehive, The Bond of Love. Before we start, I want you all to have a look at these pictures. Don't you find them amazing? A unique relation between a human and an animal. So, there can be a relationship between a human and an animal. And the most important thing in that relationship is not wealth, but just sheer love. So, in this lesson, the bond of love, we will find a similar kind of attachment between a human and an animal. The bond of love is written by Kenneth Anderson. Kenneth Anderson was a hunter, nature enthusiast, and chronicler of wildlife. He was a British writer and hunter who wrote many books about his adventures in the jungles of South India. The Bond of Love is the story by Kenneth Anderson, which shows the love of a human with a sloth bear, whom the narrator's wife, that is Kenneth Anderson's wife, called Bruno. Bruno was a sloth bear rescued by the author. This story highlights, or it shows, a strong attachment between a human being and a sloth bear that becomes a pet. The animal is rescued by the author and is named Bruno, as I mentioned earlier. It gets attached with the author's wife, and soon they develop a great bond of love and affection. But a time comes when it becomes necessary to shift the animal to a zoo. However, he does not live there for a very long time and is brought back. So, here you can find just the parts of a bear, and with some beautiful adjectives like soulful eyes, perfect snout, strong arms, nice feet, cute feet, wonderful, powerful legs, a wonderful tummy, tiny nubtail, or warm and fuzzy fur. Before we start reading about this unique story or reading the unique story, let's understand some facts about the bears. Sloth bears, they carry the young on their back for the first 7 to 9 months of their lives. And once the sloth mother enters a den to give a birth to a child, she enters the den and she doesn't come out for 3 to 8 weeks. They have, the bears, they have exceptionally long claws, which help them to dig into termite mounds and take up other insects and seeds. They do not have their front teeth and they are nocturnal. They are very active at night and when required during the day. They make a loud huffing and sucking noise which can be heard 100 meters away. And the nostrils of sloth bears, they can be closed completely because in order to protect uh, you know uh, or in order to protect the entry of the animals, okay, or like dust or insects. When they raid the termite nests or beehives, termite is their favorite food, like honey. So termite is also there, one of the you can say delicacy for bears. They're very good swimmers and they love to play in the water. Extremely fond of honey, as I earlier said. And when they feed their cubs, they have a unique style of feeding their babies. And it's called as a bear's bread, which is others also eat. That means the Indian natives who are living in the interiors of jungles, they love to eat this bear's bread. This here you can see the sloth bear distribution in India. The green part, where you see the green part, we find them too much in number. It's not that we do not find them in the other black colored area of our country, but then yes, of course, they are most are heavy in numbers in these green parts. So we will learn about that in our next video, the story of Bruno and the narrator's wife.